As it stands, the Super Eagles B team are on their way out of the Chan tournament, down 4 goals to nothing to Sudan. Quite an embarrassing performance from the Super Eagles B team up to this moment, led by Eric Shelley. Good evening to you. Welcome to Urban Sport on 94.5 Urban Radio. The time is 7:34, and here are the headlines for some of the major stories. Premier League club to pay tribute to Jota and brother. Everton complete signing of Grealish from Manchester City on a season-long loan. Real Madrid condemns plan to play La Liga matches in the United States. More of these in the news. I am Banky O. The Super Eagles beat him. The Chan Super Eagles are currently down 2 goals to nothing, 4 goals to nothing against Sudan, having conceded twice in the first half through Ngenge, who scored an own goal that went the way of Sudan, and we also had a penalty converted by Willie Dean Carter in the 44th minute. In the second half, 2 goals in a space of 6 minutes gave Sudan the outright lead over the Super Eagles B team, with Omar Yagob scoring in the 56th and the 62nd minute. The game is currently on. 75 minutes of football played, and there's no way back for the Chan Super Eagles after they lost the first match against Senegal 1 goal to nothing. A moment of silence in memory of Diogo Jota and his brother Andrew Silva will be held at the all Premier League matches this weekend. Players will also wear black armbands, while messages and images will be shown on the big screen in stadium. Former Liverpool and Wolves forward Jota died at the age of 28 in a car crash in northern Spain last month alongside his brother, who was 25. Tributes were paid to them before Liverpool's first match of the season against Crystal Palace and the commentary sheet on Sunday. The Reds' record goal scorer Ian Rush, Palace chairman Steve Parish, and Football Association chair Debbie Howitt laid wreath at the Liverpool end of Wembley before the game as fans sang a rousing rendition of "You Will Never Walk Alone." Crystal Palace have said Sporting Merit is rendered meaningless after losing the appeal against the motion from the Europa League to the Conference League. After winning the FA Cup last season, Palace qualified for the Europe's second competition but were punished by UEFA for breaching multi-club ownership rules. The Court of Arbitration for Sport CAS signed with Europe's governing body on Monday. In a strongly worded statement, Palace said it was almost impossible to receive a fair hearing. The decision by UEFA and followed by the Court of Arbitration for Sport shows that Sporting Merit is rendered meaningless. According to Crystal Palace, it appears that certain clubs, organizations, and individuals have a unique privilege and power. This growing and unearthly influence has shattered the hopes and dreams of Crystal Palace supporters and does not bode well for aspirational teams all over Europe competing to progress when rules and sanctions are unevenly applied in the most flagrant way. Former Premier League referee David Coote has been given an 8-week suspension by the Football Association for comments made about ex-Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp on social media. Coote, who was sacked by the Premier League in December 2024, has been further sanctioned by the FA for an aggravated breach of Rule E 3.2 because of the reference he made to Klopp's nationality in the video. The clip, which was filmed around July 2020, was leaked online in November 2024. Coote admitted to the charge. The FA's written reasons for the verdict said Coote expressed deep remorse and acknowledged his comments were crass and inappropriate. As well as a suspension, Coote must undergo a mandatory face-to-face education program. The 42-year-old was initially suspended in November 2024 when the online clip showed him making derogatory comments about club and Liverpool. He was sacked a month later by the Premier League referees body, the Professional Game Match Officials Limited (PGMOL), following an investigation into his conduct. Coote was also banned in February by UEFA from officiating in European competition until 30th of June 2026. English Premier League side Everton have completed his signing of Grealish from Manchester City on a season-long loan. Speaking to Everton TV after sealing his move to Merseyside, Grealish said, and I quote, "It's massive for me, honestly. This is a great club with great fans. As soon as I spoke to the manager, I knew there was only one place that I wanted to go." On social media, I have been flooded with messages from Everton supporters, so there is that side of it as well, and that's another reason why I chose Everton. I want to say thank you to the fans for all of the messages I've had already, and thank you for all of the love and support. I hope I can repay you now, and I'm sure I will. The 29-year-old wear the number 18 shirt for Everton, which has a special meaning for the England international. Still talking transfers, Paris Saint-Germain have signed Bournemouth defender Ilya Zabaye in a deal worth 66 million euros, an equivalent of 57 million pounds. The Ukraine centre-back, who has penned a 5-year deal, said he had joined the best club in the world with the best project. European champions PSG have paid an initial 54.5 million pounds plus 2.6 million pounds in performance-related add-ons. Zabaye joined the Cherries in January 2023 from Dynamo Kiev and made 86 appearances. He played a key role in defense and was named 2023-24 Supporters Player of the Season. The 22-year-old's exit is the third major sale of a defender by Bournemouth this transfer window after Dean Huijsen joined Real Madrid for £50 million and Liverpool signed Milos Kakis in a deal worth £40 million. One-away Newcastle player Alexander Isak is still determined to leave Tyneside and join Liverpool this summer. It has been reported that the striker was adamant he would never represent Newcastle United again. It's also been reported that it is understood it is still the sweet determined ambition to join the Premier League champions before the deadline closes on the 1st of September. The Magpies rejected £110 million bid from Liverpool for Isak on the 1st of August, with the Reds subsequently claiming that they were prepared to walk away from a deal. Liverpool have also stepped up their attempt to sign Crystal Palace and England centre-back McGoey, who's 25. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe said following a pre-season friendly which they lost to Atletico Madrid that everything in play when it comes to Alexander Isak's future, but stressed it was clear it cannot involve the striker in his current plans. As such, Isak is expected to meet Newcastle's Premier League opener at Aston Villa on Saturday by 12:30. The former Dortmund forward meets Newcastle's pre-season tour of the Far East with a minor thigh injury. With Liverpool interested in Crystal Palace captain McGoey and believe the player wants to join them, the Eagles have valued the player at £40 million, but Liverpool would not overpay given he has entered the final year of his contract at the Selhurst Park. Liverpool will only seek to agree personal terms with Goy if a deal can be reached with Palace. The club's leadership have a long-standing relationship with Palace chairman Steve Parish and want to conduct their business in the right way. Parish has said he may have to consider selling Goy if the defender does not sign a new deal. Liverpool are also trying to sign 18-year-old Parma centre-back Giovanni Leone. The Italy under-19 international is not seen as a potential rival for Goi, but more as one for the future. Tottenham Hotspur remain interested in Crystal Palace Iberici Eze, the North Londoner. Have a long-standing interest in the player, and he has been among the top number 10 target this summer. Palace signed Eze from QPR 5 years ago in a deal worth up to £20 million. Arsenal expressed interest in Eze early in the window, but it's understood their focus is still on player sales. Spurs are in the market for a number 10, a winger and a defender before the deadline. The long-term injury to James Maddison means two attacking players are needed. They are assessing several options, including Iberici Eze, Nico Paz, and have approached Manchester City over winger Savinho. Tottenham midfielder Vets Bissouma has been left out of the squad to face Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup because of persistent lateness. Spurs have travelled to the Italian city of Udine for Wednesday night's match against Luis Enrique's men. Manager Thomas Frank said Bissouma isn't here because of disciplinary reasons. He has been late several times, the latest one too many. He also said we need to give love and have demands, but they have to be consequences. There's been a consequence. We'll follow it up when we get home and pack it. For now, on the game versus PSG, he said, I'm a big believer of principles and structures in the team, offensively and defensively. And finally tonight, Real Madrid have strongly rejected plans to play Villarreal's La Liga match with Barcelona in the United States, saying it sets an unacceptable precedent. The fixture is scheduled for the 21st of December at Villarreal's Estadio de la Ceramica, but the Spanish Football Federation RFEF approved the proposal on Monday to host the game in the United States. The RFEF will now seek permission from FIFA and UEFA to switch it to the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, which is set to host 7 matches at the 2026 World Cup. But Real Madrid has expressed their strongest rejection of the proposal to play the match outside Spain. In a statement, the club said, if this proposal is carried out, its consequences will be so serious that they would mean a before and after for the world of football. However, Villarreal president Fernando Roig told the club's website the United States opportunity is something they must seize. That's all we have in the news. Talking point next. Alright, for the game we've all been preparing for a long time, for the game that we want to talk about, for the past few days. It took, for 1 week, let me put it that way, for 1 week, we've been prepping the Super Eagles B team, to be able to beat Sudan. The Super Eagles B team are down 4 goals to nothing against Sudan right now, and they are walking away. They are trekking away out of the CHAN tournament. 87 minutes of football right now as I watch this game in disgust because they are down 4 goals to nothing. How can you be losing 4 goals to nothing to Sudan? Really crazy. Look at the performance of the Super Eagles B team. Absolute shambles, abysmal, dismal performance from the Super Eagles B team, and they are being led by the coach of the Super Eagles, Eric Shelley. The first leg of the game, we had a lot of fans complain about the performance of the Super Eagles B team in that particular match, which they lost to Senegal 1 goal to nothing. But how do you lose to Sudan? That's my question. How do you lose? How are you considering 4 against Sudan? So 4 goals to nothing. The Sudanese are punishing Nigeria 4 goals to nothing, and is possibly going to end. And it's going to end this way, looking at how badly they've performed in this tournament. And a way back for them is almost impossible, as we speak, because they are down 4 goals to nothing. What are we going to do here? The game might probably end this way. So for Sudan, congratulations to them. In fact, the first game they played against Congo was a 1-1 draw against Congo, and right now with this potential almost completed win against the Super Eagles B team, the Chan team of the Super Eagles, they will have 4 points in their group, and that means it's a horror show at this tournament for the Super Eagles B team. You know, that's it for right now. 89 minutes of football played, and yes, it's time to take comments. 09160005945, 09160004945. Those are the numbers to call for now. I'll be to talk about the game between Nigeria and Sudan. Good evening to you. Yes, your name and location. All right, Casey, go ahead. Baba, me, I don't know. I don't know. I beg chop now. Chop. Oh boy. 09160005945, 09160004945. 4 goes to nothing. When it's all like we're in Sudan, 4 goes to nothing against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the so-called Super MPFL boys, MPFL teams. And we are losing 4 goes to nothing. Talk about the quality of the league. Good evening to you. Yes, your name and location. Austin, how are you? I'm fine, Austin. Go ahead. Oh boy, it's just mad. You know, it's madness. Yeah, so that's a disgrace to the coach of the Super Eagles, to the league. That's a special disgrace to the league also, looking at the kind of performance the boys are putting in this game. 091. Yeah? It's Arsenal supposed to make a bid for Iberici Eze, which Tottenham are also interested in, but I don't know how it's going to play out eventually. All right, you're welcome. 09162059545. Liverpool are going to sign Maguire, and of course, they have a good relationship with the owner, with the Palace chairman, Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parish. So they're going to conduct business, but Liverpool would not pay £40 million for Maguire, who has just this time left on his contract. Good evening to you. Yes, your name and location. All right, go ahead. Nothing to say, my guy. Nothing to say. Investigated. They chose a lot of players from Raymond Stars. Yeah, I know. If it's based on merit, what if it's based on merit now? What if it's based on merit? Right. Okay, all right. You still eat your food, Abby? Yeah, they will not share with you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. All right, 09162005945. Okay, for Tottenham, now they're in need of attackers. James Maddison out with an ACL, is going to be out for a very long time. Yeoming Song also left to the United States after playing 10 years at Tottenham, eventually winning a major trophy with them, winning a major title, winning Europa League, and they're going to be up against PSG tomorrow. That's for the Super Cup. Definitely that's going to happen for Tottenham. And just looking at the particularly short when it comes to attackers. And with Arsenal darling on Eberechi Eze, Tottenham are heavily interested in Eberechi Eze. There is a gap in their midfield that Eze can come in and fit in perfectly because James Maddison is out, and of course they're also looking at bringing Savinho. If they can pay for the 3 to 45 million pounds for Savinho, is going to leave Manchester City. Manchester City will actually allow Savinho to leave. You know, I don't know. I felt it was a player perfectly suited for Pep Guardiola's style. But then if they pay that amount of money, they could have Savinho and Eberechi Eze at the other side of North London, not the right side of London. Talking about the west side of North London. And Tottenham, they are interested in two players, majorly because they've suffered a depletion in the attacking department, and it will be joy for them to bring in Eberechi Eze and also Savinho. They're also looking at Nico Paz to come and join them. Hello. Good evening to you. Ariza, go ahead. Yeah. Cannot inspire you. Maybe it's village people that will inspire you. As they are Shatawali. They are about me. See, if you don't have it, you don't have it. See, there's no dying. You die and you wake up again and you collect nothing. Yes, it needs to be that has to happen also. Yes, we will talk about it. You cannot lose 4 goals to nothing to Sudan. It's not allowed. You can't do that. I don't see a World Cup for us. So with this performance that I saw today, I don't see it, bruv. I don't. I know. That's particularly sad. Yeah. Thank you very much. 091600595. Our Banamot were able to sell buy players for cheap. Zabani was bought for 24 million pounds, sold for how much? 57 million pounds. Kakas bought for 15.5 million pounds, sold to Liverpool for 40 million pounds. Dean Huyson bought from Juventus for 12.6 million pounds, sold to Real Madrid for 50 million pounds. Good evening to you. Yay, my guy. How far you now? How far now? Wallah, your voice gone loud. Hey, my guy. You loud. Yeah? Is that? Four. You collect 4. Baba me. I pray, say make you put them. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Bishop. All right. Chop, Baba me, chop. All right, a one-way striker Alexander Isak has insisted he's not going to play for Newcastle United again. He wants to play for Liverpool. He's done everything humanly possible to tell Newcastle United that he's not going to play for them. In fact, we have stories that he has moved out of Newcastle. He has moved out of Tyneside. And I'm just thinking, why so... It's difficult to find words for it, but how did that relationship break down to this level? The relationship that earned them their first title in a very long time, that earned them the Carabao Cup, the relationship that got them Champions League football, and now Alexander Isak has insisted he will not play for Newcastle United again. That relationship is completely broken down, can be mended, and Liverpool, they've not come in for a second bid. In fact, they're focusing on Maguire after they were beaten on penalties by Crystal Palace, conceding 2 goals from winning position twice, and now they're not the focus for Liverpool. It's not even Alexander Isak immediately, but now it looks like Liverpool need to save Alexander Isak's career, because that is the most complete striker right now. when it comes to what football, with everything that he can do, and he wants to leave Newcastle United. So this is quite a sad one for Alexander Isak. I don't also think he should have gone through these routes to make a statement known. He has 3 years left on his contract. How hard is it for you to play one more season of Champions League football with Newcastle United or honor your contract? If they don't get a replacement, they will not let you go. If Liverpool don't come into £150 million, they will not release Alexander Isak. Newcastle United will not release Alexander Isak, and he might sit the season out if something is not done, because that relationship is completely broken. Eddie Howe is particularly sad about this boy, and of course everyone in Newcastle, the fans, are not happy with him, how he has treated them, and they just need to also let him go right now. Only if Liverpool come out with that bid, £150 million for Alexander Isak. Hello? Yes. For Manchester United, Benjamin Sesko was the last player you guys bought. Well, you guys need to sell some players out, including Alejandro Garnacho, for you guys to be able to, to bring in more players. It's about selling players for both Arsenal and Manchester United right now, because they spend substantial amount of money in the transfer market. Thank you very much, guys. Yes, Nigeria were embarrassed, were beaten, were humiliated, humbled today, 4 goals to nothing. They were slapped both front and back. They were given a slap at the back of their neck, behind their, just below, just on their waist. Different kind of beating they've suffered today, and that is quite sad for Nigeria. Today, Nigeria lost 4 goals to nothing to Sudan, and we've crashed out of the CHAN tournament. Thank you very much, guys. We'll return later tomorrow, 8 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. Right on 94.5 Urban Radio. I am Banky O.